I'm gonna be right there. Welcome, family. Welcome back to the Nest. The Sunday Easy is where we're at. Absolutely are. And I got the Nest packed full of the crew right here. I see you all out there. I see you all flying in. You're lit. You're lit today, crew. It's going to be an interesting chat session. I can feel it. Brick love, one love to everybody out there. Good to see you, family. It's so good to be up here in the Nest. I love doing this. And, that is a toe tapper, isn't it, out there in that crew? That intro was popping. Spartan is a mastermind of this, man. He just puts together some stuff that just really, really gets you into the melt, really gets you into the message, and really makes you start dancing. I mean, that is just some pop and beat right there, man. I love it. I love it. And I love you, crew. And thank you again for being up in here. Melted Red Brick University, like, share, and subscribe. Smash, melt, incinerate that like button. Share this to everybody that you can, whether they want it or not. Let them have it. because it's the truth, it's the facts, it's the melt, and that's where we're at. And this is where we're at in the Sunday Easy. So again, family, I love you and thank you for being in here. We got the Drake. We got MIR, Melted Inverted Realm. Dana, there you are, honey. Mystical Rock Hounding and Fossils. Puff, puff, pass on that, baby. That's right. Mr. Beast Fan in the nest. Curtis 47, there you are, my brother. Welcome. Good to see you up in here, bro. Who else? We got Red Bricks. Red Bricks in the nest. Chief, good to see you, brother. It really is, man. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. And I hope you and yours are doing well. More coming in. Eli, zap, zap, bro. Good to see you back, man. Good to see you back, Eli. Yes, sir. And much more coming in. I don't want to miss anybody. Let me do a little scrolling down here. Make sure I get everybody in here. Mystical Rock Hounds and Fossils, of course. Mr. Beast Fan, Eli, yes. Melted Inverted Realm, yep. Here y'all are. Here you all come. Good morning, good day, good Sunday to you, if that's the day it is where you're at. I hope you are having a blessed morning and feeling great. I woke up with a little bit of a headache. I think I slept wrong last night, but, getting a few cups of coffee in me and a little bowl pack, I'm good to go. I am, man. I am, and I'm here with my family. And this is what I do. And I love doing this. I really do. Just making sure my tech's okay. I'm going back and forth from my computer screen to my phone. So if you got a little delay, that's why. I'm just focusing on the crew here and making sure I address you because you deserve it and I love you. And yeah, man. That's absolutely right, Drake. Absolutely spot on, brother. Absolutely, man. Three Fingers, there you are, man. Good to see you up in here. Of course. No, we're not in Kansas. Oops. We're not in Kansas. That's right. MIR. Or wait, Mystical Rock Hounds and Fossils. No, this isn't Kansas, Dorothy. This is on the other side of the veil. This is on the other side of the veil. This is where we've shed that veil and exposing the truth of this melt and the deception that we've all been put into. And you know us, crew, we break through that. We break through the lies and the deception, and we bring it in our melted fashion. So I commend everybody for being up in here. I do. I love you. Thank you. Absolutely, Drake. It's always to be good up in here, man. And you know what? I encourage you to get up in here too. Get your tech on. Get your melt on. Get a hold of me. I'll throw you the link and you can be right here. And you can break down some melt with some heavy hitters. And they're coming in. They're coming in. We've got some changes coming in the crew because we're growing. Again, I touched on this before. We're growing. And with that, we have to expand our visions as well. We're touching a lot of people out there. As you can tell going through the YouTube, you can see a lot of stuff being posted by people in their chans, showing the exact same thing we are, but not breaking it down like we do. But they'll get around to it. They'll get around to it. We fly high, we fly straight, we fly together, and we bring the melt because that's what we do. So, again, Melted Red Brick University, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to check out more, go to Odyssey channel, backup link, Spartan or Die, Spartan on the Gram. And you can donate there if you wish. And you can check out all the archives, again, from the first stream until right now. And everywhere in the middle. So, if you want to catch up to what we're about, I strongly suggest you go to Odyssey, that backup channel, Spartan or Die, Spartan on the Gram, and check us out. And you'll see what's what and who is who. And who else is coming in because we got so many people coming in. It's just absolutely amazing. It's catching, man, and people are waking up and people are seeing what we're about. As rough and raw as I am, I'm real. And I don't try to sugarcoat, fabricate anything about me. I give it to you the way I feel, the way I'm feeling, when I feel it, because that's how I am. And I'm not hiding anything about me, man. If you don't like my content, the way I come across, I get it. I can be a little rough on the ears sometimes for people that aren't used to it. But I am the way I am, the way you are too. You are the way you are. And you are the way you are through how you've been brought up to this point and what you've gone through to this point. Some of us are a little more passive. Some of us are a little more reserved. Some of us are bold and upfront, because that's the way my life has always been. Bold and upfront. So if my language bothers you a little bit, get past your human condition. I'll try to calm it down a little bit, but you know me, crew, when I get heated, I start talking, I start getting into the melt, man. I lose myself in the melt. And it just comes out of me, man. It just comes out. So, again, welcome, One Love, Brick Love to everybody out there. Indeed, Mr. Beast fan. Because we don't live in fear. We don't live in fear. Not up here in the nest. And I don't in my personal life. Now, that's brought me a lot of difficulty throughout my life. Because like I've said, I speak my mind and I'm blunt about it. And I paid the price for that a few times, but I've always stood my ground. Even when others won't stand theirs. You know where I'm coming from. So, with that being said, man, Brick Love, One Love, everybody out there. Good to see you up in here. Man, we got them coming in right now. We got the fam coming in. Who we got up in here? I see Crystal. Where's Crystal? Where's Crystal? Somebody shouted out Crystal. Crystal Pyramids, Crystal Frisbee. I hope you're up in here, darling. Brick Love, One Love to you. Keep up the amazing work that you're doing, darling. Just absolutely incredible. If you haven't been into the page, check it out. I strongly suggest you do so. We've got so many talented crew coming into the nest and putting up the melt in their way. And that's what we do, man. That's what we do. That's why I'm here. That's why Spartan Red created this platform, for this to happen. And we were doing that for quite a while, for quite a couple of years, man. But like life, the human condition sets in and things happen. And we get past the human condition. I've gotten past my human condition. Can you get past your human condition? If you can, let me know. I'll throw you the link. And that even means you knowledge. Believe it or not, it does, man. Because I ain't afraid of anybody. I am not afraid of anybody. And if you want to come up in here and debate the melt, let me know. I'll throw you the link. We'll talk about it. We'll break it down with the Eagle Eye crew. As I've always done. I've extended myself. I've extended the invitation to be up here into the nest to many. And I will continue to do that. Absolutely. Just a second, crew. Just a second. Let me mute here a minute.
You can so go up by then. We can have a little tip back. Yeah, I think that's
That sounds great, brother. That sounds wonderful, man.
I've done the videos. I've done that too. So, please keep your safety up.
I will, brother. I will. Hey, a brick love, one love to you from the Eagle Eye crew. So much light and love coming your way. I hope you feel it.
I do, mate. It's one of the things that gets me getting spurred on to get better, to get help.
Yes.
And to move on. And of course, just I love them. And I love it's brick love as always.
Absolutely. Absolutely, brother.
I'm going to keep you going. You keep going, and I'll catch up with you more.
All right, brother. I love you, man.
I love, man. Cool.
See you in a bit. Just got off the phone with Spartan Red crew. He's looking good. He's sounding great. I'll go into detail more about this in a bit. But yes, that was Spartan Red. Just called me, so I had to mute for a minute. And I wanted to finish up the call unmuted. For you, crew, he sends his deepest respect and brick love, one love to everybody out there. Okay? And I get overwhelmed with all kinds of thought processes, crew, doing this because a lot has happened. And a lot's got me concerned and a lot has me excited. So I'm dealing with that in my way. And my way is doing this right here with you. And that call from Spartan right there just lifted my fucking heart. I'm telling you, man. The amount of respect and love I have for this guy is immense. And I know you feel the same way, crew. And he loves all of us very much. So with that being said, I'm looking forward to talking with our brother Spartan tomorrow morning and getting into some melt right now with you guys, with my fam. Yes, Mr. Beast fan, it's good to hear his voice. Absolutely. And he's got to take his time, and and he's recovering from what he's dealing with, and he's in a place right now where the noise issues and the tech abilities and stuff just aren't the best. So he would be up in here more, but Spartan, noise issues around him when he's on stream and stuff. He's very conscientious about that. So. All respect and love to Spartan Red. He will be back in his time. And until then, we're taking this to a new height, crew. We are. We've come to this point. And we're going to take advantage of it. And we're going to fly high, fly straight, and fly together. And there's new and exciting things coming up. We've got some of the most salty crew in dialogue with me. Going to bring you the Melted Red Brick University, the Eagle Eye crew, the Nest, in some different formats coming up, and some different people coming in, and some different things going to happen. And I'll tell you what, man, I'm excited. I really am excited because we all have our lives to lead. This is where we come to break down the melt and to be with our Brick Love family up in here in the Nest. But, we each individually have our lives that we're leading, and that first and foremost comes first. We have to be able to survive and deal with what we do on a personal level. So sometimes that can get in the way with what we're doing here. And that's completely understandable. And I kind of am in that position now too. Okay. I will always be up here live streaming. I will always be in backstage or in the Nest. I will always be there, even when the fresh faces come in. But that's what's needed is some fresh faces, because you're getting tired of seeing this ugly fucker. So, it's going to be refreshing, and it's going to provide a lot of opportunity and hopefully some inspiration to you out there that wants to come up in here but have a little reservations. We want to inspire you to get up in here. Challenge yourself. That's what we do in the Nest, in the Eagle Eye Crew, because life is about challenges. And you get a tight hold on those challenges, and you confront them, and you face them, and you make them yours, and you overcome them. That's what we do in the Nest. So Brick Club, one love to everybody out there. MIR, I love you. You know it, baby. You know it. This is where you come to get your breakdown in meltology like nobody else does. Because that's what it's about, explaining the evidence, breaking down the evidence, instead of just showing something and moving on, showing something and moving on. We break it down. We spend our time with it. We evaluate it together. So, Brick Love, one love to everybody out there. The Drake, MIR, Mr. Beast fan. Drake. I love you guys, man. Oh, man. MIR, Curtis 47. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. And we're all Spartan soldiers, man. And you got to be tough. You got to be tough. Spartan said this from the get-go. You got to be tough because we're going to get a lot of haters. We always have. We're going to get a lot of naysayers, a lot of skeptics, a lot of ridicule, which we always have. And we've confronted every one of them eye to eye, breaking down the truth, the melt. And we'll continue doing that. It is Mr. Beast fan. It's great to hear his voice. Brick love to you, Dana. Thank you so much. Red Bricks, Chief, I love you, man. Brick love, one love to you and yours. Eli, absolutely. Absolutely, brother. So welcome everybody up in here today. Looking forward to this melt. And I'm going to take my time with it. Fuck, my red light's on my computer now. Motherfucker. Well, I don't have any message coming in telling me low voltage or nothing, so I'm just going to carry on. Absolutely, Curtis 47. Pushback means we're gaining ground. Absolutely. Brilliantly put. Brilliantly put. So there's a couple out there that have the link for today's stream, and I'm going to be listening for that little beep and backing out of the melt to get them in, if that's the case. Hopefully we'll see. We'll see. Well, Red Bricks, you know, everybody's got an agenda, and my agenda is to break down the melt and to bring meltology to everybody out there, and with the help of the Eagle Eye Crew, because that's what we do. So everybody's got their own motive, Chief. Mine has always been about the melt. Mine has always been about the crew. And that's why I encourage everybody to get up in here, because it's not about me. I'm not doing this to boost anything about me. I want you to get up in here and create yourself with the melt. There's no ego. There's just evidence up in here. So gather your evidence and bring it to the nest. But remember, save that one pick. Save that one pick for the contest. And we'll be talking about that more here to come. We want to take our time with it and set it up and give you time to be on the hunt. But it is going to happen. That's right, Drake, share meltology. Living my best life. Hold on a minute. Brick love, one love to you and yours, and welcome to the Eagle Eye Crew. Welcome to Melted Red Brick University. And Brick love, one love to you and yours. That's right, Drake. Share meltology. For your eyes to see, if they can see it, absolutely. Absolutely. So without further ado, crew, let's do what we do. Let's do what we do. And my PC has been all powered up, and now I'm live. My little red light come on, but everything seems to be going good. If it goes down, just hang on. I'll be right back, and we'll see where we go from there. So coming on in with the melt. We'll bump through some melt here, and I'll probably get into the page if the power in my PC allows me to do so. I got y'all on my phone, so I can see the chat through there. So I will be watching both. So I can see what y'all are talking about. Hang on. Just a second, crew. I'm trying to get the chat back up on my phone. It was there, now it's not. Give me a second. Okay, there you are. Finally. Finally. All right, crew, here we go. And we covered some of these yesterday, and I'm just going to pop through and cover some that we didn't see. Just give me a sec. I want to get into some that we haven't seen yet and do some breakdown on it. Hopefully I'm there. I'm not seeing it on my phone. So let me give a sound check out there. Brick Love, one love to you and yours. Anybody there? All right, I see you, Drake. Good stuff, Red Bricks. Hopefully they'll watch. Great, Curtis 47. Thank you, man. Thank you for that confirmation. It's the delay issue from my phone to my computer. The pics haven't popped up yet, so just making sure everything's good. BMAS 8112. Thank you, brother, sister, whoever you are. Brick Love, one love to you and yours, and welcome to Melted Red Brick University and the family, the Eagle Eye crew. So here we go with some melt right here. And, you know, I like popping these kind of things right here because I know what they are. We're just going to go in and pick out the details. And right off the bat, we're looking upwards, obviously. And, you know, looking at the skyline. And, you know, a lot of times when you look at these skylines, man, they obviously just point out structure just by their shape. Their size is one thing, but just by the shape is really just kind of interesting. You know, you look at any skyline of any major city and you see the skyscrapers going up. You know, you look at these and it's the same thing, but in a very melted fashion and a much more larger scale. And right off the bat, I see color differentials. How about you? And as we get into the melt and we get into the evidence, we start focusing on these color differentials. And we start seeing things like right angles in the melt, like texture differences from the red, the C14 laden stuff here and here, and what's in this little right angle pocket, and what's in this little right angle pocket. And as we travel up, we can start seeing the drop of the melt. Expansion from the bottom up, inside out, eating away at these things as they disintegrated down into themselves. Is my evidence up? I'm not seeing it. Just a second. I'm not seeing it on my phone. So it's probably a delay thing. If you can see the pics, give me a shout out. Can you see my evidence posted on the screen? Okay, MIR. All right, Drake, MIR, Mr. Beast fan. Thank you. Just making sure I'm coming through 2020 for you. All right, good stuff. Yeah, and I see massive structure here and it disintegrating and breaking apart into itself. And we can see that. We got drop in here. This big mass in here is dropping down. We see this mass up above dropping down. Expansion down here in the bottom. Look at that. And this big mess up here. Color differentials from the left side to the right side. We see this expansion here, and we can even start seeing right angles up in here of the internals of this melted structure blowing out and sinking down. We got a pocket right in here. We got an aperture right in here. We got stuff all over in here. We got this over here, different color differentials with an aperture right here. Different texture from this, and this is going vertical, and this is all flowing out and down right next to it here. Kind of a bright pop. We'll move on. Here we go. Again, reading the melt. When you understand what we're looking at here, you comprehend with your critical thinking abilities, all the geological terms just don't make sense with the evidence that we see. We can actually see the expansion in the brick block happening, as it always does, in the melt. We can see the pancaking up top, as we've seen in the melt. See? The levels, boom, 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 boom. Block, brick block, C14, disintegrating, pulverizing out right in here. As we see. Apertures up top. Right in here. Wall structure. Melted out. Look at that. Boom, boom. Being rock curtained by the expansion above it, which is brick block right there. Color differentials popping up in here. Look at that. Everything flowing down with the melt. Chunks in the foreground. Disintegrated out in the flow. Look at the texture on that. Melted. As we see other chunks laying in here, melted. Just chunks of the structure just laying here. Whether they be concrete molds or just chunks of the building separating, disintegrating apart out in the flow, it's all right here in front of us. You just got to have the eagle vision to break it down. Out there in the floodwaters. Out there in the floodwaters. We have structure laying face down in the melt. We have structure standing up here in the left corner in the melt. And I like to get into these pics and pop the detail on them because they tell us so much, can't you tell? Lines, 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 rows, rows. What's this? Right there. Red brick, structure, a chunk laying out here in the floodwaters in the melt. Look back here. Same thing. Color differentials. Laying out here in the melt. Cooked out, disintegrated out structure laying here in the melt. Look. See the expansion on this here? Right angle aperture there, right angle aperture up here, right angle aperture over there, leaning right angle aperture here, color differentials. See them? Laying out there in the melt. Chunks of the structure out there in the melt. And I mean structure. What's that? Center pick. Through the wall. Look what's above it. Look what's over it. Rock curtain and expansion over this here. Because it's all in the melt flow. This realm was in flux, man. That's why everything looks like it does. It was moving. It was vibrating. It was shaking. It was disintegrating apart. Look. Right here. Expansion off, disintegrating, crumbling apart back here, sinking down into the melt. This whole thing, man, this is leaning backwards in the melt. See it right here? This big chunk right here, this big square piece right here. It's leaning backwards in the melt. Let me help you. Maybe we can see it this way. See it? Boom, expansion underneath it, sinking down into the melt. What's this back here? Bam! What's that? Right there. Aperture. Structure. Look at this right here. Follow my cursor. Come down. Stair step. Stair step. Stair step. Stair step. Stair step. Pancake, pancake, pancake. Expansion down here and ghosting. See it? Just reading the melt, crew. Oxax in the nest. Brick love, one love to you and yours, brother. Good to see you up in here. Spark them if you got them, crew. We're getting into some fucking melt today. Nice little popper right here. And this isn't CGI or anything else like that because here's a person for scale. Sitting out there, just looking. And then again, in the foreground that he's setting on is melt flow. Is melt flow. Look at this wall feature here. And what's this in the middle? Look at your expansion going on in here. Look at that. Watch. Try to highlight it for you. See this coming across right here? Right side of the pick, about center where my cursor is, and we're going to follow it this way. Look at your balloon rocking going on. Look at your color differentials up in here. Look at your crystallization going on right here. Let's follow it around. What's this in here? What's this in here? Rock curtain expansion over the top of this right here. See? Big chunks just sitting out here in the melt. Water flowing over it. Right here. Cutting through. All this expansion and mess flowing in the melt. Right angles everywhere. Internal apertures everywhere. Disintegrating down everywhere. What's that? This all coming down in the melt right here. All the way down to the bottom, splaying out as we've always seen in the melt. And look at this down here. We have this foreground pick right here. What's this black stuff here? That's a pond, or that's a lake, right? Is that a lake? That looks like a lake. I'm seeing reflection. I'm seeing reflection. What's down below the lake? What is that? Is it the reflection up of this? Most likely. This is all flowing down. C14 laden down here. Structures flowing down into the melt. What's this? See how this chunk is just dropping down in the melt? Cooked out, scorched out, and then below here, really C14 laden material just flowing down into the melt. Down below the water here, it goes way deeper. This just really looks interesting through here. Inverted for you. There you go. This feature coming across right here. Color differentials from here to here to here. Dropping down, disintegrating out in the melt. Structure sinking down, disintegrating apart, leaning back, losing itself in the melt as it comes down. All of this in here is disintegrating out and down, and here's the debris field of it. And look at this right here. See this area right here, this light colored area right here? Internals right here. Structure all up in this. This whole rim. This whole thing. See? A little close up on this piece and on this piece in the back that we looked at. Texture, right angle wall piece here. Something in the middle here like a staircase or something. See from here to here and what's in the middle? I'm seeing a drop, 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 drop right here. And I like to get into the evidence and all the evidence. That's why I'll scan in the background. I'll scan the background because I know what's there. I know what it is. Different angle of this pick. Just looking at this piece in here. Again, this one's coming through here. And looking at the angle of it. And it shows me the drop of this thing. We have this section right in here. This dropping out and going down into the melt. See it? And we have this level over here. This still going a bit vertical. It's all expanding out up in here and losing the definition of the structure, but we can see the pancaking in the wall structure that's dropping down on itself right here. And all this in the middle right here, from the top all the way to this side and all the way down, it's just flowing out. See? This big chunk in here. See the angle it's taken? See how far it's just dropping down? See? All this top right here. See this white cooked out line right here? Look at the angle coming off here, and then it just goes straight down. It's like it's just disintegrated out inside of itself and it's collapsing down here. Yeah, man. Melted structures. Look at your foreground. Look at your balloon rock blocking going on here. Look at the texture on it. Just chunks in the melt, man. But I like to get in and look at these chunks in the melt because you never know what you're going to be able to pick out in it. You never know. You could find a fucking rendition welded in here somewhere. You could find anything welded in right here that's going to give us more clues to this X Factor event. That's why I like these picks. I get in and pop them and study them and see what they're doing. And we see this big piece right here, and we see this texturing on this material right in here. And all the top is rock curtaining over it on this side, and this side, it's dropping down. This whole thing is dropping down into here. Rock curtaining falling over this big chunk right here. See this big chunk right here? What's this? But see this line right here? Watch. Follow my cursor. This line from the top, this separation line. See, look. It comes down. See the angle my cursor's going? It comes down, down, down. Over this shit here. It comes down, 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 and it comes down over this as well. And it leads off down this way. This whole section, see how it tapers down this way? And then goes down into the melt. This whole thing here and everything attached back here is a massive structure. From back here where my cursor's at to all the way up here is a massive structure blown out, sinking down onto itself. See? Look at the back. See? All of it. Sinking down. Look at the angle of it. See how it's coming down? All of it. Blew out. This whole structure right here. And this thing was a lot taller than it is right now because this whole piece up here just come down like we just showed. Just come down over everything right here. Losing itself in the melt. Look in the back how it blew out and is flowing down this way in the melt. Splaying out down this way in the melt back here. And the center of it just blew out down into itself into the melt, as did this over here. See the C14? Structure disintegrating down into itself. Structure apertures right up in here, twisting and flowing down into the melt. Expansion big time. Another angle of it. Another, just popping them. Just a popping them. Another one out there in the melt, foreground. Foreground structure, chunks of the melt. See? Texture. Melted, man. You can see it. Look how it blew out right here. Look at the rubble down below it, man. Look at that. It's just sank down into itself, man. Look at the wall underneath it down here. Look at the water line down underneath it right here. Look at that little pocket of survival underneath this rock curtain right here. Right angle structures in here, man. Expanded. Heat damaged, most definitely. Just popping some melt, crew. Seeing what we get. Seeing what we find. Internals. See them? Expanded material, right angle melt, color differentials, rock curtaining over the top, sinking down into itself. Because watch, see all this mess in between here? See where my cursor's going? See all this? This is just disintegrated out structure. See? See how it's coming down towards us? Expansion towards us? Different lighting. See? Massive structure sinking down into the melt. And look at this piece up here. See this big apex up here, the top of this so-called mountain? See that? Follow your line down. Watch. All this coming down this way. So this big chunk right here, this whole thing, through the evidence is showing us something. Right here, we have more of a vertical drop in the structure, the disintegration of the structure. And you can see it disintegrating in these pockets around it. See it? See it? See how it's becoming the color and texture of this here? See that? See all the dark pockets in the middle? See all the apertures in the middle? This is the color differentials going on as this thing comes down. Because you got to imagine how hot this was and how massive these buildings were. As they came down with the compression expansion, the heat increased as it went down. These things expanded from the inside out, and as they came down and that compression expansion going on, it just increased the heat level immensely, showing us all these color differentials on the way down in the melt. The expansion, the falling, the flow. See this part of the structure right here? We follow it from this side, and we see over here in this corner, we've got more. It's hard to tell from this is a close-up pic here, but this right here coming up this way and coming down this way. This whole structure right here is disintegrating and sliding down this way. The rest of it in the back is gone. This thing was much higher. We look at this melt, and as high as this is, it was higher because it dropped. This is probably a third of the structure that's still available, still present. The rest of it's gone in the melt. So if you stack 3 of these on here, we're probably getting close to the height of what this structure actually was. Because this whole thing right here is blown out, disintegrated structure, and it's sinking down into the melt, coming facing this way, and then back here dropping down this way, like it's pushing its way towards us. I like pics like this because they're very scenic. And what we're looking at in the foreground is the trees and the grass growing on the brick ash, growing on the melt flow. Because if we look at the undulation of the ground once again, see we have it going uphill this way, and then in the background we got these pockets back in here with structure in it, in the melt flow. See? Wall piece back here. See? Ghosting going on as we go back into this structure in the background. This building dropped down. And what we're seeing, what's this? What is all this, by the way? Hold on a minute. What's that look like to you, crew? Ghosted out structure, C14 laden up top. We got right angles in here. Verticals going up, indicating column pieces maybe. But it's structure. And the vegetation is growing on it and around it. See it? It's right there. See? Everything down below it in the melt flow. It's got grass and shit growing on it. Then we get into this big pocket in the back. Look down here in the white. Look down here in the cooked out. Look how this is dropping, and then this is the melt flow coming down, and you're losing the detail of the structures in here. Look at your right angles in that. Wall pieces, ghosting. Look at that. Aperture, 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 right angles everywhere up in here, flowing down into the melt. And then this up in here. Structure collapsing down on itself. See? The angle of the flow of the melt. Look at the vertical in the middle. Look at this in here. Look at this vertical in the middle. Going down into the melt. Everything around it, look at the angle and direction it's taking now. Bam, this way. See that? Dropping out from underneath it. Around it. Over it. Look at your blocking going on in there. Look at your right angle, right piece here. Look at this big piece coming up right here. Platforming on the top. See? Foreground of the pick. Out here's the melt flow. The chunks of the material flowing out here in the melt. See? It's all right here. The expansion coming out here. Look at this shit. Look at all this mess right in here. What's this? Look at your color differentials, man. Look at your expansion. It's all right there. X factor evidence, man. I inverted it. And then again, this pocket up in here, which is a better shot of this up in here now. The lighting's a little bit better in this one. See? Does that look like tectonic plates shifting, shoving shit up from down below? Or does this look like massive fucking structure that's disintegrating down into itself, man? Blocking going on here, sinking down, disintegrating out and flowing down underneath it here. Wall piece coming and shifting down this way. Something going vertical here, crystallized out. See? What's this? Scorched out, whatever this is here. Looks like apertures to me, ghosting right up in here. See it? Color differentials. Cooked out, C14, expansion, right angles everywhere up in this. Ghosting as it goes down. See? Right here. Structures melting out and sinking down. Look at the big balloon rock and look at all the pulverization of the material right in here. Block right here. Look. Look at the texture on that. Look at the texture on this. What's this in the background? Well, we've got a structure collapsing out, pulverizing down this way. We got one on this side causing this valley in here. These two structures coming together and sinking down together with all the debris right here under the water. And as we come closer to the water, we can see these things in the background sinking down and shoving all this shit forward on us. Look. Shoving the melted structure forward between these two structures here. Look. Look at the chunk right here sticking up in the flow. Look at the side over here. Look at all this. Look, internals. All the way down. Look how these walls are splaying out, flowing down into the melt. See? Look at these pieces over here. Look at this shit. Look at that. We've got expansion. And again, showing that the material was shoved from the inside out, closing off these apertures and ghosting them, disintegrating out the structures inside of this, exposing internals, man. Apertures everywhere up in here. Everywhere up in here, man. See? Right here on this side. Disintegrated out, dropping down. What's this? texture, expansion. Look. Aperture right there, arch. Expansion. You can see, you can absolutely see the ghosting the shell of the structure in here. And as we come forward down here, look how it's sinking down right here. All of this in here. Wall piece coming down this way. Piece coming down this way, expanded out, sinking down, rock curtaining over itself, coming down in the melt. See? Vertical piece coming up here, expansion shooting out off of it here, apertures, ghosting going on all the way up this right here. Major drop right here of this big chunk. See this right here? This big chunk right in here. What's that? All the way down. What's this? See this line right here? This V, if you will. See this V right here? Right angle. This dropping down here, this whole mass right here is dropping down between the right and the left side. And we can see it come forward down here. Look. The expansion of this stuff coming forward at us over here. How cooked out it is over here. And you can see it flowing down right here, leaving opening structure right here. Just reading the melt crew. This is shifting down this way. There's a separation line right here that comes all the way through here. It's probably a fracture line because this side is slipping down right here. See the face of it coming out this way at an angle? The expansion coming off of it and around it, ghosting out apertures everywhere in here. See? Look how this is just shedding off of itself right here. This highlighted area right here, center pick. Look at the internals just sliding down into the melt. Walls up in here, cooked out, crystallized, right angles down in here. See that? It's sliding off of itself. Separating this from this side with this line coming up the middle of it. Because this is more vertical back here, see? Look at that. Look how cooked out this was right here. This went crystal. And these are levels right here of the melt. Boom, 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 on up. Very hot. So much more to pick out, so much more to get to. In the floodwaters, man, just checking it out. Just checking it out. Because I know what it is. This is massive melt flow, man. It's massive melt flow. Center pick. See it? Disintegrated out structure. Look. It's like, see this? It's all round in here. Look at the texture of this wall piece over here, or this melt coming off right here. Apertures exposed everywhere in here. This aperture facing up and out this way here. This piece leaning back into the melt right here. See this chunk? It starts down here. See how it comes up and then it kind of fans out in here? Oh, this got melted out in here, exposing internals, man. See it? All of this. And then in the front, all this expanding out internals right here. Look. Melt flow. Look down here, man. What's that? Did they just come in and pour all these round stones here for our eye candy? Or is this part of the melt? Because this is all part of the melt. All this expansion, all these river rock or whatever you want to call them, all these things are is pulverized chunks, pieces of melted structures, man. Absolutely. And we're on the waterfront. We're at the floodwater front. And all this melted, cooked out, scorched material sitting in front of us. See? The texture on it once again. Look, It's all melted, man. Look. Look at all that C14 up in there. Big chunk right here. Look how hot this got. All of it just in the melt flow, man. Then the floodwaters came in. And, you know, we see this kind of stuff right here in the foreground like we just started out at. And you got to think, man, when these things went up and they went down, they were extremely hot and cooking off, man. What happens when water hits very hot material? How fast does the cooling down process, and what effects does it have on such hot features, man? Is this what we're looking at as far as the water, the floodwaters hitting these structures in the time of extreme heat? Just throwing it out there, crew. Just throwing it out there. Because what happens when you stick anything very hot into water? Well, if you've ever had very heated up, glowing red, melted metal, and you douse it in water, what happens? You get an instant cooling effect, sizzling, bubbling, steaming. You get what's that called? Coming off of the metal during the cooling process, the slag. Just thinking, crew. Just thinking. Another structure in the melt flow. Again, at the floodwater's edge. Just extremely expanded in here. Twisting, turning, sinking, dropping into itself. See? What's this up top? And all the melt flow in the front. What's this? This piece running up this way. It's all welded together from here all the way up here, all the way up here, all the way up here. This one chunk right here, just fucking melted as hell. What do we got? Ghosting of apertures up in here. There's just ghosting everywhere up in here. Again, man. Massive structures. These two are attached. Where's the rest of the building? Look at your same color differentials from this to this over here. Look at this here. And then look at this here. Same color differentials, man. Look how hot that was, man. Where's the rest of the building? Look how cooked out it got. It just melted the fuck away, man. See? Color differentials again. Your structure piece coming up here. All this was very cooked out hot over here as the X factor energy shot through this realm. Blew these things apart, man. Disintegrated them out. Again, we're seeing this piece right here come down into this expanded chunk here. See? This is all dropping down attached to this right here. And this is expanding out forward off of here. This is all attached. Massive apertures on the inside. Yeah, man. If you're new up in here, we cover the melt. We cover the realm. And we found out through this this research, this investigation into meltology of ours, we found out that most of these accesses through these so-called mountains and shit like that, they're actually leftover infrastructure of these massive structures. Now, we got people that go in and blow holes and use dynamite and explosives and all of that. Yeah, but dynamites and explosives and all of that don't get you this shit right here. Look at this down here in the grass. Did they pour this right here? See? Did they pour this right here? No, they didn't pour that right there. It's obviously heat damaged. It's obviously part of what's attached over here. Look at your expansion and color differentials up in here. Disintegrated structure. Look at the texture on this to this. See? Look at the texture on this. You can see the expansion coming off of it, the color differentials. See how it's coming towards us, this expansion here, all this in here. Apertures being filled out, straight line here. Very scorched out right here. See? And all this above it, and all this around it, and all this back in here inside of it. Look at the texture on this in here. It's coming up and rounding up top. Look at the ghosting going on in it. This whole piece right here. See it? cooked out and melted out right here. It was flush like this, expanded out heat damage, and then this started blowing out right in here, dropping down. Opening up this up in here that's letting the light through. This whole part up in here just fucking blew out and down right here. Just out here in Bigfoot country. Yeah, that's right. Out there in the sticks, man, you got big shit like this just laying right out here in the water. Nobody thinks anything about it. It's just another big piece of rock to them. We know it for what it is. It's disintegrated out polarized structure made of a red brick medium. See? Obviously heat damage, man. Look at the scorching. Look at the brick. Look at the cooked out. It's all right there. It's all right there. Another chunk of it right here. See? How melty that was. Look at the angle it's going down into the melt. All this in the foreground and all this underwater. Melted structure. Absolutely. A chunk out there in the middle of the sticks, man. Just out here in the middle of the sticks. Fuck, man. Look at that shit. Look at the bottom. Look at the expansion. Look at how it's just balloon rock and balloon bouldering out. Going block and going balloon rock. Layering up top of it. Look. Disintegrated out, pulverized structure. See? Gives you a better visual on it. And everything up in here. Disintegrated out structure, expanding out over itself, rock curtaining down, man. Laying out here in the floodwaters, man. Look at the texture on this. All this was attached right in here. Just cooking down over itself. Look. Right here, overlapping this overlapping this overlapping this, all the way down. Look at the viscosity on that. It's popping. Yeah, I showed this one from Harry Turk. Show this one from Steven Martinez. Look at that. Brick Love Crew, man. Brilliant evidence. Fuck, man. That ain't geology right there. Anybody who says this is geology is, crew. And it's obviously structure. We got our right angles. We got our apertures. And if that don't convince you, what's that up top? It's a wall. See it? So we got structure up top. We've got to have structure down below. And here we go. See it? If we got structure down below, we should be able to look inside and see what's in there. Well, let's take a look. See it? Yeah, man, we grew up indoctrinated. And they put shit like this in front of us every fucking morning. You remember it, crew, don't you? You remember those days when you were pure and innocent and the only thing you looked forward to was love and attention? Remember those days? Remember those days when you were innocent and nothing had corrupted you yet? Little did we know what we were being entertained by was brainwashing us. Because this is the kind of shit that they introduce us to at such a young age. And people are going to say, Fervent, it's just a damn cartoon. Well, absolutely. That's how they get into your mind. It's just a cartoon, right? Are they mocking us from the get-go? I think so. What do you think, crew? Anybody see a structure here in this big melt? Again, when you look at a pics like this, logistics. How did they create this? Now, the background here, is it feasible for them to come over by boat or whatever and to refurbish this shit up top here in this so-called lighthouse? It's obviously right there. It is what it is. It's fucking structure. Look at the foundation of it. How'd they build that? And see how it extends from over here all the way over to here. This went massively Cubert up in here, just fucking this whole thing up. And look at that, man. It just screams fucking melted. I mean, my God, man. It just screams melted. So does this. Out here in the sticks, man. Out here in the sticks, we got this feature right down here at Water's Edge. What's this? Center pick. Fucking hell. Woo! Do you see what I see, crew? Look. See this right here where my cursor's at? See how melty that is right there? Look back behind it right here. Look at this. What's this? What's this? What's this in front of it? See, it's melted. This, and then we follow it back. Look at this line that all this is attached to right here. Look. What's this? Look at this vertical piece going up. This right here, in my opinion, looks like a column blimp. Look at the circular formation of it. Look at the texture on it. The rest of it's gone, melted out with this building, but it was attached to everything coming from behind it this way. And look at everything behind it. Dean, you're crazy. Am I? Well, look. Look at your feature coming across right here. Follow my cursor. See that? That's this feature right here that all of this right here is standing on. And it's connected to this right here, which is melted the fuck out and flowing, is it not? See? Melt flow out in the sticks, man. Out in the sticks. Now you got sticks laying in here, trees that washed out, flowed down, got stuck. But we're looking at this back here. Things take on a different bit of an appearance when you get into your evidence and you pop it. And again, we're looking at the expansion coming off here. Again, we're looking at these. What are these? The angle and direction. This one comes over here, expanding out. Then we got this feature here that went big block in here. Expansion over here. This is leaning down this way. This is going vertical here. This is dropping down this way. Up top, we got this big chunk coming over all of it back in here, sinking down into the melt. Just look at your color differentials, man. Just out in the melt flow, crew. That's where I'm at. That's where you're at. With me, Fervent Heat Meltology Inc. up in here breaking down the melt, man. And again, all these chunks that you see in a lot of these pics, man, get into them. Get into them, because when you do, it starts making a little bit better clear for you. Some of the detail in it. Popping the color differentials in it. And you never know what you find. But it's all chunks of melted structure down in here. Just disintegrated chunks from this piece in the back. Again, down here at River's Edge, man, they call this shit bedrock. You know, where Fred lived. And Barney, his neighbor. Yeah, that bedrock, right? It's kind of funny how they put these things in front of us at such an early age, you know. when they're actually telling us the truth from the get-go, but mocking us while they do it. Look at the texture on this. Right here. Look at line, line, and then up here. This is pancake structure right here. The heat damage on it. Look at the crystallization going on right here. Look. We got crystallization right here. We got crystallization right here. And then we come and follow the texture of this over here. To the heat damage in that. Look at the texture on the side here. Melted buildings right here and over here. Sinking down into the melt. C14 pockets, brick ash pockets all over in this. Prime fertile ground for these huge conifers to be growing. See? Look at your color differentials right here. Look at your texture. This is ballooning expansion right here of the shell of the side of this damn thing. Look, watch. Getting ghosted here, over here, getting ate out, exposing apertures in there. See? Back in here. It's all structure, man. Crystallized, cooked out right there. The texturing and expansion over on this thing here. Foreground melt. Background, big melt. Now I want to draw your attention to this pick again. This big mass right here. See my cursor? See how it's setting in the middle here? And look how it dropped down. Now look. We got this big mass, but look how it dropped down. See how it's all pulverizing out down? But look at this. We've got a level here, a level here. Look at your white cooked outlines. Look at this here, this here, this here, this here, this here, this here, all of this over here. And this is the internals of this structure flowing down and exposing everything out right here. See it? The middle of this thing is massive and huge. It dropped out on this side. It dropped out on this side and it's going down into the melt, but it's shifting down into the melt. See all this in here? See how it's shifting out? Get your wall feature coming here. Look at your lines coming down here. Lines here. And then we got this way, this way, this way, this way. Everything's dropping but sliding down this way in this direction. See it? Splaying out down here at the bottom, going down into the melt. Pushing all this shit forward at us. Look how scorchy, look how heat damaged this foreground is, man. Look. See it? Look at the heat on this right here, man. Fuck. Come on now. Spark them if you got them, crew. Melted Red Brick University. Like, share, and subscribe. We're here to wake you the fuck up. Because that's what we do in the Eagle Eye crew. In Melted Red Brick University. Waking you the fuck up. And this isn't a piece of wood with fucking bark on it. Okay? This is expanded out structure that bubbled. This is like a huge scab on the side of this chunk right here. Anybody ever had a burn before on their arm and how it scabbed up and caused this kind of feature on your skin? It's the same thing with these buildings. This is a cooked out scorchy piece right here, expanded off this chunk right here. Foreground, melt right here, boom, right there. Some kind of a wall structure, this piece being lost in the melt. Behind the structure, the top of it coming down into the melt, man. Everything behind it. See it? Sliding down this way. All this behind it is sliding down this way. What's sliding down this way? Well, structure. And this dropped right in the center. Bam. See it? The foreground where the water's coming across right here. Look how C14 laden this is. Look at your texturing on this. Look at your scorching on this. Look at your transitions going on in here all the way through this right here. Big rock curtain coming over here. Water flowing over it, causing these falls right here. See? Holy fuck. This whole line, top left corner, coming across here, sinking down into the melt. Coming across over here. We've got these features back here. What's strange about these features back here? Well, these are going, this is sliding down this way. See that? Look at your skyline. Coming up, this, and going down. This blew out underneath, dropping down, giving it this lean right here, exposing everything out in the front. And then over here, we have a totally different. Now, let me show you something right here, if I can. See all this blue dark down in here? It just bubbled up, ballooned the fuck out of this down in here. And this big piece in the back, look at our lines, man. Look how this is different. This is different than this over here. Look how it collapsed in the center down here. This dropped out right here, cutting this off in here. See it? Expanding out here, cutting this off over here. See it? And this piece back here. Look at our verticals, man. It's like it fell this way. It just everything's just blowing out, leaving these indentations. See these lines, these gaps through here? Walls coming down, sinking down, splaying out into the melt. Nice little popper right here. Man, I could hang out here for a long time with a fishing pole, a campfire, some good drink, some good eat, and some fucking premium smoke. Are you kidding me? Fucking hell, you'd never see me again. You wouldn't. I'd be all up in this shit, catching trout and going fucking boots on the ground out here, man. Look at that shit. We got a foreground piece right here, left side, bam. See all this shit coming down this way? See how it's all the same, just sinking down, flowing down this way? Then we got a pocket of brick ash in here because this is where all these fucking trees are growing out of here. And we can see the rubble, the brick ash in the back. See? And then we come over here and we can start seeing the structure leading up in between the trees. See? And then we get over here to this. Look. This massive feature sinking down right here, pulverizing out, and all the hold on. Starting to get dry mouth. This thing sinking down here into itself, pulverizing as it goes down, pushing all this material out. See? Feature going up. Internals blowing out, disintegrating down. This is all structure in here. Look. See this straight line coming off? And I would say this is a huge fucking aperture of some sort just blowing out, and the rest of the structure attached up in here just disintegrating down. Because look right here. Look at this straight line edge coming down into the water right here. Look in the middle, right there. And then we got this over here. Holy shit, same thing. As it did here, it did back here. Look. Now look at it. Color differentials, man, is showing you. See all this gray cooked out shit? This is disintegration of the structure. See all the C14 laden in here? Look at all your apertures popping out through in here. Look at this straight line ghosting coming down into here. This whole thing right here is attached. This blew out in the middle right here. Look at all this melt flow. There we go. Is that better? All of this coming down is disintegrated structure. You can see lines coming down. You can see color differentials coming in. You can see color differentials popping, highlighting some of the structure left up in this thing. That's why it's important to read your melt, man. It really is. Understanding, comprehending the color differentials and the way the X factor cause these things to shift and blow out and sink down into themselves. And then again, right here, man, let's just look at the face of this fucker right here. As we come over here, look at all this up in here. Let's follow it. Now look right here. Right on top of this. What is this? See it? How many right angle ghosting apertures can you see in that? Look at the face of this one over here. Side of this over here. In the melt flow, man, look at all this cooked out shit. This is vegetation. This brown shit up in here, this is vegetation, I believe. No, wait, that's C14. That's C14. What the fuck is this? That's melt, man. Look. Could be some plant life. I'm not sure. I'm picking out skyline up here, trees. Could be some dried out shit up in here. Most likely is. Look, we got some, well, I mean, I keep looking, man. What looks like fucking trees and sticks and shit is blended in fucking C14, man. Look. That's not plants, man. That's in the structure right there. That's the C14 getting cooked out. Still pockets of it in the fucking melt because look at the structure in that. Out here in the sticks, man. Nice little waterfall right here. What a beautiful little location, man. That's just really cool. Let's look at something here. Texture. Behind the water. Texture. Look at your balloon boulder. Look at your balloon rock going on in this. Look at your color differentials up in here. Then underneath, internals. See? Texture on that. All this is expanded out, melted structure, and the water's flowing over it. It's flowing on top and coming down over the structure that used to be there. Melted out structures, man. Sinking down into the melt. What's this in the foreground right here? See it? Splaying out down into the melt. Cooked out up top, just fucking gone, man. You can see how the whole top just blew the fuck out, man. Look. Look at color differential and all your expansion coming down into the melt right here. Look at the texture on that. It's all melted, man. What's this? The Sunday Easy is where we're at. Brick love, one love to everybody out there. Melted Red Brick University, like, share, and subscribe. Showing the melt is what we do. And I'm just going to come out for a minute, take a break. And go center here for you, crew. And spark them if you got them, man. Spark them if you got them, because I'm going to do so right now. Take a little bit of a break. Give some brick love to the crew in the chat. Just give me a second here. Man, I love meltology. I really do, man. And I don't care who's out there calling us fucking stupid and all that, because they don't matter. They don't matter. I just like to rebut back at them to piss them off even more. Because I'm not pissed off. I'm laughing. Because when you're getting attacked, that means you're making an impact. And we're making a big impact, crew. Because there's a lot of fucking haters out there still coming at us. Because they have nothing to offer but ridicule. And laughter and mockery. Because they don't have shit. That's all they got is ignorance and stupidity. We're bringing the flow. We're bringing the melt. We're bringing the truth. And we're bringing it hot and we're bringing it now. They just can't fucking keep up with the crew. They just can't keep up, crew. They can't. Just a second. They just cannot keep up with this. So that the only thing they got is to fucking attack. Because that's what weak people do. Instead of creating evidence, come back with some fucking dialogue, they attack and create stupid shit. Because that's all they have left. See us up here in Melted Red Brick University in the Eagle Eye crew. We got many, many, many people a day subscribing, coming into the nest. Our numbers are growing. Our message is getting out there. People are seeing it. People are recognizing it. People are asking questions. Because that's what we do, man. We want debate. We want dialogue. But if you're going to be a fucking dumbass, we're just going to fucking get rid of you. We're going to expose your stupidity. Just a second. Loading the old bowl pack here. Thank you, MIR. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed this. We got a little bit more to go. Don't worry. I'm just taking a break. What do you got, Mr. Beast fan? If you know and resonate with something, it brings confidence. Absolutely, man. Look, when I first got up in here in the nest, I explained this before. I'm not tech savvy, man. It took me a lot. I bought this laptop that I'm on right now just for Meltology because I never picked up the tech. I never got into the Facebook and the YouTube. Now, I was chatting on screen back in the day on my iPad before Melted Red Brick University, and I was looking into stuff, but I wasn't into social media. Not like this. So I challenged myself, and here I find myself now. And I'm glad I did. Because I'm doing my part to expose this message to humanity, man. I'm trying to wake people up, just like Spartan has tried to do and is still doing. And we've done it together with quite a few up in here with us and quite a few more to come up in here with us. But that's all up to you. So challenge yourself. You'll be glad you did. You really will. You'll learn so much more about Meltology. You'll start comprehending it a lot more and be able to explain it to people a lot better. Getting them to open their eyes, because we're not selling you nothing. We're showing you everything, man. Is that right, Mr. Beast fan? Got to do some bottle tokes? That's funny, man. I remember back in the day, dude, shit. Being young and stupid and chasing that fucking baggie. Yeah, man. We made hitters out of everything. Corn cobs, fucking Coke cans when they were aluminum and all that, you know. Still are, but you know, crew. You know. Shit, we used to use anything fucking make a hitter out of. Toilet paper roll with a little bit of tape and tinfoil over the top. Yeah, man. You know. Paper towel roll. Anything, man. Those were the days. Those were the days. You got some good, Mr. Beast fan. Oh, Curtis 47. I am who I am, brother. And I appreciate the love that you send my way. All of you. I do. But I'm just a normal motherfucker. Curtis 47, you know that. I love you, dude. You came all the way from California on a road trip after you left seeing, who was that? Was that I Am Kairos you were hanging with right before you come out to see me? But yeah, Curtis 47 drove all the way out here to where I'm at and dropped by on me one morning before I had to go to work. And it just blew me away. It just blew me away to step outside my door down here and meet Curtis 47 and walk over and get a biscuit and some coffee and talk. And then come up in here to my nest, my humble little abode. And Curtis 47 will tell you, there's not much. There's not much to Fervent Heat's little nest up in here. But what is here is on fucking overtime. Flying high, flying straight, and flying with my family. And bringing the fucking heat that we do. I need very little to exist. I don't need a lot. Never have. That's not how I've been. That's just me and how I am. But I need a reason and I need a purpose for fucking being alive. Because a lot of things in my life have been taken from me. That was keeping me going and keeping me feeling alive. But when those things were taken, you kind of hit a dead space in your soul. And that's why I'm fortunate and honored to be part of this with you, family. Because I know this message is true and I know this message is real. And I know this message has to be put out there for people to see. And so do you. Thus, family, you give me reason for existence. I have purpose. And if I inspire you, thank you, because I love you. And I want you to inspire yourself and inspire others. I love you, family. And I love you, Spartan Red. Laughing Eagle 007 Dreb, the Mean King, the Ruthless Chilla. We love you. For all those new coming up into Melted Red Brick University and the Eagle Eye crew, we're different. We're different than all the other platforms out there. Because, see, personally, there's nothing that can be taken from me that hasn't been taken already. And I have nothing else to lose, because that's what freedom is when you have nothing left to be taken, you're now free. I'm free in my mind. I'm free in my thoughts. There's no fear of loss in me. I recognize what we're living in. I've been recognizing it all my life. It's just taken me 58 years now to get to the point where I'm at, where I comprehend all of it. Because all the things that I used to find important in my life, as far as possessions, were temporary, as yours are out there. And I found for a long time, and I finally see now, that those possessions that I had were the shackles on my feet and the cuffs around my hands and the bars that I was looking through in my mind. Because that's what happens when you feed into this shit show. They have all kinds of shit out there for you to possess. Comes in nice, bright packaging and all that other shit that you gotta fucking chainsaw your way through just to get through the packaging to get to what you want. There's plenty of that. Fuck it. You can go and see them dragging it out of the oceans by the tanker fools, can't you? You can see it creating mountains of fucking garbage, literally. Mountains of fucking landfill garbage that you can see for fucking miles away, of all the bullshit that people bought, threw away, bought more, threw away, bought more, threw away, bought more, especially with all the fucking holidays, man. Look how much shit you go out and buy during these Mother's Day, Father's Day, whatever days. And all the trash created. When all you got to do is go up to the one that you love, your mother, your father, give them a hug, share a meal with them, show them you love them, spend time with them like you should be doing every fucking day anyway. But no, we got to create one single day out of the year where we can go out and buy more shit and give things as possessions to prove our love. Well, your love should already be there and they should know it. No matter what day it is, including your birthday. Get it? Now, I'm not saying you don't deserve stuff, crew. You work hard. You should be able to get what you want with the sweat off your brow and the pain in your back. Most definitely, you should prosper and profit off of that. But when you get locked into a usury matrix, well, then you start becoming part of the fabric that is creating the deception. That's just how I feel. This is how I'm starting to see things, crew. Have been for a while now. Meltology's opened me up to even more. Good question, Mr. Beast fan. Let's address it. Why is this? Why do veterans have one day out of remembrance and gay pride has a whole month? It's all about agenda, brother. I'm a veteran. I served honorably in the United States Mechanized Infantry as a medic for 8 years of my young adult life, entering at 17 years old, going in and finishing out my indoctrination process, then going on to medical school through the Army, serving honorably, meeting people that are still to this day dear in my heart. Getting out honorably and facing, going back home and facing the destruction of my life created by those that I love the most. I could go on, but it goes too deep and too personal. These are part of the ingredients that make the fervent heat in my heart. Maybe it's the same with you in your life. Again, why do we need a single day for every motherfucking thing out there, man? Marketing. Marketing. Creating opposition within the humanity community. Exploiting everything about us to turn us all against each other. Can't you tell? Just talking off the top of my head, crew, because you know me. I go with the flow. A lot of love I'm feeling from the crew. I'm just being me. I'm just being Dean. That's all. And you need to be just you without fear. You know, Mr. Beast fan, you got some deep thought processes. I dig it. You know, I watched an interview with Morgan Freeman and Mike Wallace. Maybe some of you out there caught this interview as well. And Mike Wallace asked Morgan Freeman, do you like having a Black History Month? And his reply was no. And he was asked why. And his reply was, well, do you as a white man want a month out of the year dedicated to just you? Well, you know, the reply was no. Well, why should he? Why should anybody? Why shouldn't we look at each other as just human beings instead of color? Why do we have to address each other with a color? Why can't we just be men and women that recognize, love, and respect each other? Because these are the thought processes that have been implanted in our psyche through our indoctrinations our whole fucking life. That's how powerful the deception is on people. And they don't recognize it. And they turn into something that they're really not. They just don't comprehend what's going on. And if they truly comprehended it, they would be totally different than the way they are right now. Things could be way different here. Way different here than what we see out there today. Exactly, MIR. Absolutely. Absolutely, MIR. Just scrolling through the chat, crew. Just scrolling through the chat. Just reading. I hear you, Mr. Beast fan. You know, our reasons for anybody out there that has served in the military, wherever you're at in this realm, I love and respect you. Because you're my brothers and sisters that served as well. And our reasons for it are different amongst each other. Back in my day, it was because my older brother was in, and I really loved my older brother and looked up to him. And that's a large reason why I went in. And I went in as a medic because I never wanted to be one that took somebody's life for whatever reason. Because I've always been about love for my fellow human being and at least wanted to be, if I was going to serve, I want to serve in a capacity of life-saving, not life-taking. But if you did serve and you did get into those occupations in the military that were different, I understand that. I comprehend that. Because we We've all been influenced by the same thing for all of our lives. Example, Hollywood, music, what you call music. Some wouldn't call it music. Some maybe would call it indoctrination with rhythm. To make you think a certain way, to make you feel a certain way. It's all about manipulation of your mind, man. If they have an unfiltered access to your thought processes, they took control of that a long time ago. Once you open your eyes and you start seeing what's really going on and you start communicating with like-minded individuals like we have here in the nest, like-minded deep thinkers, critical thinkers, then you start seeing things a lot more clear. And when you clear the clutter out of your mind, you have much room for expansion. But if you shove it full of bullshit, there's not much room there. You're very controllable at that point. That's just my thought processes, crew. That's how Fervent Heat Meltology Inc. Dino Dimebag Dean. That's how my mind works. It's taken me, like I said, 58 years now to really get a grip on what's happened in my life and why I did some of the things I done in my life, good or bad, as you have out there, crew, and reevaluating myself and personally checking my own human condition. Now when I observe, I encounter people throughout my ventures in the day. I see the lost out there. I encounter them daily, making their way up to me, begging for something, for some change to get a drink. $1 just to get a drink. Just to get maybe a fucking cookie to eat. Because I know that's what they're going to do. Because what kind of fucking drug are you going to buy with $1? A lot of times I won't give them any money. But I'll have them follow me to where I'm going to get me something to eat, and I'll buy them something too. That's extending a hand up, not a hand out. Spending time with them, sitting down to our meals and getting to know each other. I don't know them, they don't know me, but at least they're a fucking human being that's reaching out to me in need. So if they encounter me to spend time with me, I'll give them a few minutes and a meal and a drink if I got it. Absolutely, Curtis 47. Nobody should be living like that. I don't care where you're at in this realm. If we're so fucking technologically advanced, then why is there so much death, destruction, war, suffering that's been going on forever? What kind of an advanced civilization is that? If we had no hunger, if we had no homelessness, if we had more inspiration and life in people, we'd be getting along a lot fucking better. Just some thoughts, crew. Just some thoughts. Absolutely, Mr. Beast fan. And that's why they do the indoctrination that they do. Look, how many movies did we grow up with that had war in it? Invasion of another people, getting invaded by another people. It's always war, 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 war. War is the failure of men. That's why they promote it so much. Open dialogue and discussion and respect and love for each other. With that mentality, where is there anywhere for war and hatred to infiltrate? Yeah, it's all psychological warfare. And us up in here in Melted Red Brick University and the Eagle Eye crew and Spartan Red, who created this platform, recognized this a while ago. And we thought a lot alike in our thought processes, and we still do. That's why we approach out of love and respect for each other. Now, I can get heated, and I most definitely have pissed some people off. And I hope it creates dialogue. And I hope you out there that are watching right now that don't like me very much accept my invitation when I throw the link out there. Or when you get a hold of me and want the link and come up in the nest and break it down and overcome our human conditions together. You got the courage? I do. And I'm right here. Like I said, crew, a lot of changes coming up. We're moving quick and we're flying higher every day. And the sky's the limit. Whatever that is, however far it goes. Come along. Get into the nest. Fly high, fly straight. Inspire others. Melted Red Brick University, like, share, and subscribe. Donate if you can. You can go to the backup channel on Odyssey. Go to Spartan or Die, Spartan on the Gram. You'll find it there. Give me a second, crew. I'm going to try to get into the page here and bump through some evidence that y'all have posted up before my computer tells me to fuck off for the night. We'll see what happens. Coming at you one more time with a little bit of melt, crew. A little bit of melt that you all brought. Hopefully, I'm waiting for my infinity screen, which is not popping up. Here we go. Yeah, my computer's moving a little slow, so this melt's going to be a little quick. I just want to give some brick love to the fam. Hold on, waiting for it to load. Waiting for it to load. Hold on, crew. Here it comes. Yeah, it's getting really draggy on me, crew. Really draggy, and that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. Yeah, it's fucking with me bad right now. Okay. Here it comes. We'll try it. We'll try it. Let me know if you got the page, crew. My phone is lagging in time delay, so it's not up yet. But if you can see this right here, give me something in the chat. Y'all can hear me and see the Melted Red Brick University page up on my screen right now. Give me something in the chat. Anybody? I can see it. Mr. Beast fan, thank you, brother. Thank you. Yeah, man, we scrolled through the page yesterday and broke down this melt by Elizabeth Sumpner. Brilliant meltologist out there. Brilliant. We got Louise Lotus right here with a great melt. Look at that. Can anyone confirm this is Arizona? Oh, let's look at it, crew. We know these features. We got Crystal Pyramids, Crystal Frisbee out there in Arizona that's been doing boots on the ground out there. One of the best meltologists out there. And what a great comparison you have right here. Because what we see down below in the Sphinx and all that is a hell of a lot smaller than what you're looking at up top. We need to comprehend that these things are massive, massive. As we can see, as we broke down in the melt many a times, and with the X factor going on and them going down into the melt, they distorted, disintegrated apart. We don't know what the true size of this place is or how big these things really were. We can only get the remnants, the evidence of it, as we see here. Crystal Frisbee right there, showing us a great melt. Hold on, it's coming up. Yeah, it's loading bad on me now. It's not loading very fast. Okay, we got this right here. Hold on, crew. It's trying to load. Yeah, I'm going to back out. My computer's playing fuck with me. It's a power issue thing. I can tell because when I'm good to go on my system and it's not all dragged down, my stuff's just clicking. But when I start going into a different page and bringing up StreamYard and sharing screen and doing all that, it really starts dragging and pulling on my system. So those are the reasons for those delays in there and stuff like that. And I don't want to click out midstream with no power. I've done that before, and it's not very fun. So we're going to scroll down the page here, and I encourage anybody out there listening, watching. If you're watching from YouTube and you're not on the Facebook yet, I want you to reconsider that. I understand your reasons for not, but like I said, I got into this Facebook thing because of Meltology. It allows me to access you better. So at least consider that. If you're chiming in through the YouTube, Brick Love, one love to you. But Facebook gives you the ability to join Melted Red Brick University. Fervent Heat showing some melt out there. This is an older pic, the Mariana Trench, so-called. Some think it's a fucking giant tree stump, but we're working with these people. We're trying to get them to rethink their thought processes on this. As you can see right here from Mark Anthony Johnson, a new one here in Melted Red Brick University. Welcome, Mark. And before I would normally just get rid of you because it violated our guidelines in Melted Red Brick University about titans, tree stumps, religion, political narratives as far as the melt goes, because we stuck straight to Meltology and we didn't let anybody in that wasn't up to speed with us. But I opened up the nest a few months ago because we're growing. And there's so many confused people out there that need this information. And we just got to help open their eyes a little bit more and spend a little more time with them so they can see what we're talking about and rethink their thought processes, expand their mind. That's why I did what we did. That's why I did what I did, crew. Vasily down here showing a brilliant, brilliant pic. Whatever the hell that is, it's pretty fucking cool. Looks like some kind of a circuit board. I think that, no, that's a book. It's got the hinges here for the book, and then it opens up. Very interesting. Quite beautiful. It's probably gold, emeralds, which are heat differentials in melted structures. Absolutely. Trying to get back, crew. Hold on. Get into the page, check us out. Check out the crew posting up the evidence. Posting up the evidence. And this is a nice little representation of gems, of X-Factored material blended into an item to create a book. Most likely the gold here was attached to some kind of Antiquitech in the old world structures before the fucking X-Factor went up. But that's just my thought processes going. Get into the page, check it out. We got Crystal Frisbee here sharing a link. Look, crystallized melted structures, man. And Antarctica is very, very fucking interesting because we've been down there a lot through the last few years with many meltologists discovering this melt. And wow, what a place, because what you're seeing right here is melt. Because water sticks to what it's on, and when it freezes, it takes the shape of what it's on. Agree? When you have cooked out crystallized structure, the same thing's going to happen with any kind of ice or snow that forms to it. It's going to take the shape of it. And we've shown many a times in these structures down in Antarctica and even up in the Arctic Circle that these glaciers and these ice flow patterns, when you get in and you get into meltology, you start seeing things a little bit clearer, like the C14 in this here, like the arch feature in this here, and in this here inside the arch feature. See? The cooked out wonky apertures in the ice features. See? It's crystallization of the structures. Wow. With that being said, man, so what this is saying with this evidence down in Antarctica, that these are crystallized structures at the same time freeze-dried. We've proven that with blue ice, with brick formation, with C14 still in the blue ice, in the ice, the crystallized. It's not ice, it's crystallization, because it shows the brick pattern, it shows the C14, it shows right angles, it shows trace C14 in it. So what kind of what does this mean? When this X Factor happened down there in Antarctica and a lot of these Arctic Circle areas, why is it so different than the melt that we see in Africa, Cambodia, Mongolia, Arizona, everywhere else in the realm? Why is it so different than what we see in these Arctic regions? Was there some kind of a vacuum that happened when this X Factor event went up? Because if there's a reaction, there's got to be if there's an action, there has to be an equal and opposite reaction, isn't there? What did this do to this realm? Well, if we look up at the luminaries in the firmament, why does the Great Rift look so different than the rest of the night sky? Is that evidence of this X Factor event? It's all about trying to understand, comprehend what we're fucking living on. Because we've been given narratives that just don't fit. We've been given narratives that have created a false sense of reality in our mind. We got Davros up in here. Davros, a brother of ours. If you're new up in here, Davros is about one of the saltiest cats you can see up here in the nest. This is a soldier that thrives in the trenches. You do, brother. You do. You're a warrior, and you've been trenching it out for a long time, man. I love you, man. And you're going to see a lot more of Davros up here in the nest, and you're going to see a lot more of some others up here in the nest. Because we're expanding and growing, crew. And Davros has been up here many, many, many times in live streams in the nest, coming with the crew. What a brilliant, talented man he is. Admin in Melted Red Brick University. Has been for a while. Been up here many a times. Has the keys to the nest. And putting out some love to the newcomers up in here in Melted Red Brick University and the Eagle Eye crew. See how many there are? Every day. Brick love, Davros. Be seeing you soon, brother. Davros and Evaldez got a lot going on, man. You'll be seeing it coming up. Eagle Eye crew, solid through and through, both of them. Evaldez was in this before me. Davros, most likely as well. I remember seeing them both in the comments years ago. Before Melted Red Brick University, when we were beating down this realm and breaking down the melt before the Eagle Eye crew. with Spartan Red at that time. My deepest love and respect for these two. And you'll be seeing them. And they always have the full support from me and Spartan Red. We love both of you very much. Evaldez, the Prince, as we love to call him. A brilliant young mind, a brilliant young man in his own right. An artist, both of them. Musicians, both of them. Very deep thinkers, both of them. Eagle Eye Crew, through and through. Spartan soldiers, to the core, both of them. Vasily popping up some artistic renditions of back in the day. And I love this stuff, Vasily, because when I first come up in here in the nest, this is exactly the same kind of evidence that I was posting. Because it just screams meltology, man. Go into Odyssey, go into the backup channel, find the streams when I first got into it on the stained glass in these cathedrals, in these churches. Because what they're showing us is people that did these renditions of themselves whenever back in the day, they had melt behind them. They put it in their artwork. They put it in the renditioning, in their artwork, in the clothing, in the backgrounds, in the structures around them, in stained glass and in paintings. What's she got her foot on? Down here. What are they standing on? Down here. Because it looks like brick ash with a little chunk of melt right there for her to rest her foot upon. Look at the brickwork, blockwork renditioned in the back. How many times have we seen that in the melt? Times were different, weren't they, back in the day? Thank you for those pics, Vasily. Poku Minkova showing some great melt right here. Look at this. That fucking screams structure. Look at that shit, man. It is. Look at the entrance right there. God damn, dude. Woo! And we've seen this kind of melt before, but it's always just as paradigm shifting every time you see it. Look at the size of that shit. And that's a fucking right angle aperture in there with fucking arches. And look at the columns coming up right there, blended in. Look at that shit. Look at that shit. Look at those columns going up. Look at the arch in there ghosted into that. When it pans back around to the left again, look at that. Watch. Right there. Look at that. Look at that shit, man. Fucking hell. Get into the page. Check it out, man. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about, man. And much more to see in Melted Red Brick University. Much more to see. And here's Deb showing a nice pic right here. Popping the evidence of the weld, of the transitioning right here in this fucking structure that used to be brick. See? Look. It's a goddamn structure, man. Look, wall, piece coming off here, piece coming back there. It's fucking building. Do you build like that? What happened here, crew? Well, we know. If you're new up in here, how do you build like this? This thing obviously went through an extreme heat event. Get into the page. Deborah, the red brick chick. Check her out. You'll be seeing Deb soon. We love you, Deb. Popping it again for us right here. Because she don't quit. She's going to show you, and then she's going to show you again. Love it, love it, love it, love it. See? Always popping the melt. Always bringing the heat. That's what she does. That's why she is who she is. See? See? Look at that fucking shit, man. Woo! We got Monica Alvarado Harrison up in here, breaking it down, showing the melt. Look at the undulation on this side. See your greenery growing in here? The plants growing out of the C14 up in here, highlighting the drop and the fall of the melt. You can pick it out. Look at that shit. Look at this wall piece coming down right here. Look at that. From here all the way down, this whole piece right in here. Look at that, the drop in that. Over here, obviously wall structure and the expansion coming off of it right here. You can see the C14 it, and you can still see part of the structure in it that these people are standing on, walking up. This was a walkway on top of this fucking piece up here. This was an access point that was traveled on top of this part of the melt up here before the X Factor event. Another chunk down in here leaning out sideways, expanding and flowing down into the melt. All this back here in the top left foreground or background. Look at that. It's all right there, people. It's all right there. And if you take this and you screenshot it and you go to the back right corner here and you pop that, that's hard to see because of the light, you're going to see nothing but blown out internals in that. Look at that right here. Look. See it? Look at your walkway here. Look how it's in the melt. Look up top, top right corner. Look at your skyline. See it? Comes down, out. Structure. Blown out, leaning out over the melt. You can see it fucking leaning out over the melt. Look at this line coming off here, and this is just hanging 10 on the melted wave, man. The melted brick tsunami. Dropping down, coming across. This huge chunk here, look at the detail in that fucking thing, man. Look at the detail in that thing. And it's coming down over what's below it here. Look at the texturing from what's below to what's right above it. Look at that shit. And then it all flows down along this walkway. See it? Look down here where it's in the light now. We can start seeing it. There's your blown out walls right here. I can tell without popping it. We got the shell of the structure here. We got the disintegration and the drop terracing down, man. We got the shell in the top right up here. You can see the texture of it and the expansion in it and the disintegration of it. It's like a fucking eggshell, man. Look at that in there. Look at this right here. See this chunk right here? Look at it compared to this piece right on the other side of the stairs right here. See all this melt flow right here? See all this expansion right here? It's exactly as the same as this chunk on this side. See it? All of this is the same chunk. It's all the same structure. Every fucking bit of this pick is. But this particular spot in here, look how the walkway comes right through the middle of it. And look how this is expanded out and it's attached to this over here. And all this underneath the walkway up here. Why? Because the electrical heat energy come from the bottom up and shot through this realm. Brilliant pick. Brilliant little melt flow right there. Excellent, man. Woo! Wow. Wow. Monica. Coming back center, crew. Coming back center. Give me a second. There we go. Get into the page. Check it out. So much to see. So many to meet. This is the safe place without fear where you can come up and express yourself. Aaron, welcome to Melted Red Brick University and the Eagle Eye crew. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. But the obvious eludes most everybody. Mass formation, psychosis, cognitive dissonance. Absolutely. Absolutely, Aaron. Give me a second, crew. Thank you for being up in here today. The Sunday Easy in Melted Red Brick University with the Eagle Eye crew, coming to you from the nest. Again, I extend my invitation to anybody out there that wants to get up in here and show your evidence. We will get you through the tech. It's very simple. Once you get up in here and you start flowing in your stream, it's melt on from there. It's game on, baby, because you'll be back wanting to do it again. And if you're shy about coming up here and showing your face, well, look at me. You can avatar up. If you want to come up here and you just hang out and not even have any evidence, please, with all the brick love in my heart for you, do so. I would love to have you up in here just hanging out, breaking it down with the crew, flying out whenever you have to. You don't have to hang in here for 4.5 hours like I do, because this is nothing to me. 4.5 hours is just catching my breath. So Brick Love, one love to everybody out there. I love you, my family, my crew. Spartan Red, Laughing Eagle, 007 Dread, the Mean King, the Ruthless Chiller. Much love, one love from the crew to you, sir. We love you. And Spartan loves you too. Spartan loves you too. See? One Love Brick Love crew. Watch for the next stream. And I'll see you soon. Brick Love.
Against